week to another season of recreational indoor soccer here at the Hereford Sports and Wellness. And we really appreciate all you guys playing, all the coaches that volunteer their time, all the referees that come out and ref, and all the players and parents for signing up. We really appreciate it. All payments are going to be due by February 22nd. Make arrangements if that doesn't work for you, but let's make sure we try to get those in by February 22nd. Okay, and just to swing back, the season's going to begin on March 3rd, 2023, and the season ends April 15th. So it's going to be about a 6-week season. We do have spring break in between there, so you'll just refer to your schedules and make sure what weeks we're going to be off there for spring break. All payments are going to be due by February 22nd. Make arrangements if that doesn't work for you, but let's make sure we try to get those in by February 22nd. The coaches meeting, this is it. We'll record it. Just make sure you watch the coaches meeting. I'm not going to give you a whole lot more information than you probably already know if you've coached or played soccer before. So just make sure you watch it so you're kind of clear on a few little things. Communication. Once you get your players roster, make sure your first reach out attempt is by a call. Sometimes text and stuff like that doesn't get through, or they could have changed their number. So let's make sure that we're reaching out to them directly. And really important, if you haven't got hold of a player in a few days, call the Hereford Wellness and Sports and Wellness office, and we maybe can find out what's happening with that number and why they haven't gotten back. But let's make sure we're communicating with those parents as quick as possible, and that'll make sure you have a strong, large number roster where you'll for sure have all your players. They know about everything. They know when to practice. They know what team they're on, and we can move forward and have a great season with that team. All right, for this league, all players must be at least age 4 through 6th grade for this school year. So at any time during the season, we could ask for how old they are, but let's just make sure we put them in the right grade and the right age group. We're going to give you a number 3 for age 4 through 4th grade. We're going to give you guys a number 3 size soccer ball for you to keep, and 5th and 6th grade we're going to give you a number 4 size soccer ball. Let's return all this equipment following the season, because we want to continue the practice of giving you guys some equipment. The only way we can sustain that is to have the equipment turned in every year, and we can keep you guys getting some equipment from us. When you play a game, you must always wear your Hereford Wellness t-shirt, Sports and Wellness t-shirt. We can't have anybody out there with regular shirts. Now the goalie, they can wear a different shirt if you have a full-time goalie that you really prefer to wear that. If they're not a full-time goalie, and they're switching in and out at goalie, especially the little ones, make sure they have the Hereford Sports and Wellness shirt. Really important, coaches, please let your parents know, no steel cleats, no rubber cleats, no soccer cleats out on that turf. Make sure it's tennis shoes or turf shoes. We would hate for a 40-year-old to get to the game or the second game and didn't get noticed and have to tell a 4 or 5-year-old they can't play that day because they have cleats. So please help us out on that. It's really important to keep that turf in good shape and not to tear things up and have some repairs. So please let your kiddos know and your parents know that they need to have some turf shoes or some tennis shoes to play on the turf. On playing your kids, each player must play 1 full quarter in each half. That's 10 minutes. You're going to have a substitution period every 10 minutes, but if you don't want to adhere to that, you can sub freely, but let's make sure we're getting all those kids in, even number of players in time, because we don't want one kid playing 3 minutes and one playing 17 minutes and a half. Let's make sure we're giving enough time for kids to sit out and all the other kids to get enough playing time. Halftime's going to be 5 minutes. We'll get in and get back to work. You're going to get 2 timeouts, but the clock keeps running. So if you need a rest, you have a small amount of kids and they don't have time to rest, you need to call a timeout, but the clock keeps running in those games just because we have all fields on the same time period. So to start play, we're going to have one team that kicks off. They're going to kick off to their own team. The second half, the team that didn't kick off in the first half will have the kickoff in the second half, just like in football or any other sport. If you didn't get it the first half, you'll get it the second half. Throw-ins, basically keep your feet on the ground. Referee's going to help you out there, especially with the little ones. If they do a throw-in illegal, the ball goes over to the other team, but we're going to use our discretion, obviously, with the little ones to try to help them out. Drop balls and free kicks are the same as any other soccer. If any other reason the ref stops the game and there wasn't out of bounds or a penalty, they're just going to drop the ball and the play goes in. It will be play on when the whistle blows from the referee. Free kicks. There's 3 kinds of free kicks. We're going to have a direct free kick. where a goal can be scored by one player. He kicks the ball, goes in, it's good. An indirect free kick, a goal cannot be scored unless it's touched by another player. So they cannot just kick it straight to the goal, they have to get it to another kicker. For a legal free kick, the ball must be in stationary position, and the player cannot touch it until after he kicks until another player has touched it. So they can't dribble out their self on a legal free kick. The penalty areas, that the little square goalie area around the goal, no offensive player or defensive player can be inside that square. Only the goalie. If the offense commits a foul inside there, the defense is going to be a goal kick. They're going to have a goal kick, and then if the defense commits a foul, the offense is awarded a corner kick, just like in basic soccer. So all penalty kicks are going to be made halfway between the goal and the midfield, so it's going to be right in that area, about right on center of both of those. The only two players involved in that are going to be the kicker and the goalie. The referee will signal for the kicker to kick, and then it will be that would be the penalty shot. The opposing goalkeeper, anytime like in penalty kicks, they have to be still until the ball's struck. Then they can move either way. And the goalie cannot do anything to distract the kicker. They can't be making hand gestures or screaming at the kicker or talking to the kicker. So some of the direct free kicks will be awarded on some prohibited type activity out there. No slide tackling, no kicking, no tripping, jumping on or charging an opponent, slugging, punching, holding, pushing, and handling the ball with the hands or arms. No handballs out there. Once again, with the little ones, we'll use our discretion. If they're blocking a hard kick or something hits their hands, we're probably going to let that slide. That'll be on the ref's discretion, but we'd rather them be safe and putting their hands up to block a hard kick to their face on the little ones. No playing dangerously. We're not going to be out there just jumping on people. No shoulder-to-shoulder blocking off the action. If the ball's over there, we're not going to have no pushing and shoving on the other side. When the goalkeeper has both hands on the ball, there's no getting near the goalkeeper. He cannot attack the goalkeeper. And any unsportsmanlike conduct will result in an indirect free kick. If you want a question to call or something as a coach or a player, you cannot leave the bench area to come on the field. If you do that, we're going to give a penalty kick to the opposing team. So stay on that bench. You can ask questions about calls. Let's just keep it behind that line of being over the line. We don't want to do anything that cause a scene or incident out there. Always the refs are out there doing their best, and you guys are doing your best as volunteers, so you guys work together and keep it respectful. After 2 offenses, if you do that twice, we're going to ask you to leave the playing area. We're not going to allow you to be on the bench anymore, and you'll be suspended for 2 games. Hopefully we don't see that, and everybody just keeps their cool out there, and we have a good time out there. All games are going to be at the Cabinet Sportsplex, and all teams must have at least 4 players before we start the game. The black lines on those fields are the official line markings. You'll see them when you get out there. If you haven't been out there, if you have, you know that already. And no food or drink in the playing area. Don't have any Gatorade and liquid food or anything around that turf. It's going to really mess it up. And we just want to keep that really nice for all you guys. We're going to have 1 referee per game. And the referee is going to control all the game. It's going to be their final say on decisions and rules. If you have a question about a rule or something that's not being done right, just handle it right that day, and you can always call us and we can talk about it. We always want to keep training our refs up if they miss something accidentally, at least on the rules and stuff like that. So just remember, you have people to reach out to handle that the right way and not to get overboard during the game. Coaches, all I ask for you is to control your fans, your spectators, your team. It's your responsibility to keep the behavior out there good, respectful. We want them cheering on their team and being positive, but it is your responsibility to make sure we're following the guidelines of sportsmanship and doing the right thing out there. So I hope it don't come to this, but any head coaches or assistant coaches, any kind of violation of this, they could be suspended and not allowed to coach anymore. Hopefully that won't happen, and we have just a really good season. In ages 4 years old to 1st grade, 1 coach may be on the field with the kids, but make sure you're not in the middle of play. Make sure you're standing to the side, helping your kids, and you can do that 4 years old to 1st grade. After 1st grade, no more coaches on the field. Please help us out with that, and stay out of the play area. If the kids are kicking the ball, don't get in the middle of them, tell them to kick it. Stay to the side and help them out that way. Code of conduct. This is for parents, for players, for coaches. Let's make sure that we're not using any abusive language, any cussing, showing up to games with alcohol or had been drinking alcohol, anything like that. Don't handle kids in aggressive manners. If you're yelling at a kid, make it because they can't hear you or like you're just trying to get them to hear you. No abusive type actions or being overly aggressive. Once again, any type of this stuff, coaches could be suspended, but hopefully that doesn't happen. And that doesn't mean you can't question a call. Let's do it in a proper manner. Let's make sure we're just talking with our refs and other that. Let's not be yelling at other teams. Parents, do not argue with other parents, other players. Let's handle our own team and have good sportsmanship out there. No tobacco, alcohol, or drugs, or anything of that matter is allowed at the wellness center, at the Hereford Sports and Wellness Center. And do not let a player come and play and he's not on your team. We have waivers and stuff. We want to make sure those kids are safe. Do not bring a player that's not on the team or signed up to play on your team. And most of all, please use good sportsmanship out there. I think that's basically all that is. Let's make sure we're using good sportsmanship. Last thing, if you have any assistant coaches, as you know, you have to do a background check. We have to have a background check on anyone working with the kids. If they're assistant coaches, they have to do the background check. If you look up the criminal history authorization form, it will tell you the list of everything that will get you that you not be able to coach here at Kids Inc. So they can look at that before they even do it. But they have to have the background check. Please help me out on that so we don't have to question that later on. We want all the volunteers we can get, and we appreciate them, so make sure they're doing that for us. And on the jewelry, on the earrings, if you have any kids that have the little stud earrings and stuff, we will allow them to put Band-Aids on them or tape, athletic tape, but make sure there's no dangling jewelry anywhere other than that, because we just don't want nobody to grab on it, break it, or injure someone. So, and make sure they're not if they hurt their arm, their leg, or something, they have a cast, we cannot be on the field with the cast. Just let us know they're not going to be playing. No cast out there because they could hit somebody or they could hurt themselves further. But other than that, if you have any questions about any other rules, you can always get on the website, Hereford Sports and Wellness website. You can call the office. We're always have someone that can help you out. Any questions, give us a call. Have a great season, and we appreciate all you guys so much.